I don't. I think these people, maybe they think that they do know you because of the podcast, or maybe they just think they're a good person. Like, that's what I think.
Something really weird happened in Albuquerque that was brilliant. That's the first time. Well, it's happened before. It's happened in different cities before. A guy yelled. He made a U-turn. He pulled over. He pulled up next to me. And I went up to the car and said hello. And I talked to him for a couple minutes. He told me his name was Esteban. And I could just tell the guy had a good heart. He wasn't talking about podcasts. He wasn't talking about anything. He was just talking about humanity. You know, he listens to this podcast and that podcast. And he showed me weed. Like, to show me he was real, he flipped his fucking badge of weed. And he goes, I'm real, blah, blah, blah. And I go, you know what? Take me to eat some Mexican food. And we drove for like 10 minutes and we talked about the city, and he showed me this and he showed me that. And we got some Mexican food. And it was one of the best days of my fucking life. I gotta be honest with you. Because, yeah, he knew who I was from the podcast. But B, he didn't want anything from me. He just wanted my friendship. And I could tell just from the fucking beginning that that's it. And that's a gift that a lot of people don't get to see. And that really, he just wanted my friendship. We went to lunch. Lunch was fucking delicious. We got back in the car. He rolled another joint. We made a Periscope. Then he drove me back to the hotel like nothing. I couldn't see him the next day because I went to Winklejohn. We were going to get together and go to a different fucking Mexican food place. But I went to Winklejohn's and I was fucking wiped out. I wanted to give a good thanks to the Winklejohn and my man Greg Jackson for taking care of me, the guy with the mitts, their podcast. I mean, what a great time I had there. I met a Puerto Rican kid that was a fighter there. They have dorms there. It was just a real honor to go in there and just hit the mitts for 3 fucking rounds because I could not breathe in that altitude at all. I hit the mitts. I threw some kicks. Greg Jackson taught me how to throw some elbows and shit. And that was sensational just to see what that gym's all about. They got everything there. I don't think it's open to the public. It's just open to amateur fighters and real fighters. You know, that they have dormitories there, Lee. They have apartments there. I mean, it's the fucking coolest place you have. They have 2 doctors on duty there that work on you after you fucking hurt yourself and shit.
It's kind of like going to college.
It's tremendous. It's like the Comedy Store of fighting. And you're training there with Greg Jackson. Like, I looked at their schedule. Like, they contacted me and said if I would do the podcast. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'll do the podcast. And when I did the podcast, I go, well, I might as well go there and do a kickboxing class. So I looked at the schedule, and they had a class at 10 o'clock. But it wasn't no kickboxing class. It was a ground and pound class. And I'm like, listen, not for nothing. I'm 55 years old. I like to go in there and throw a couple kicks for Jesus, jump on top of the box, a couple kettlebells. I'll do the circuit training. I'll kick the shit out of the bag. I'll punch the shit out of the bag.
There's no ground and pound.
But there's no ground and pound in Uncle Joey's life. I don't want to be on top, and I don't want to be on bottom. I don't even want to be anywhere in that fucking position.
I don't want to be the
whatsoever.
ref.
No, I don't want to be the ref. I don't want to know nothing. They're like, no, it's beginners and some of the fighters. No. I'm 55. I bend over to punch. I might not bend back. I got 3 fucking shows sold out in fucking Albuquerque. I can't be grounded and fucking pounded. What are you, crazy? That's when people go crazy. The actors and shit and Hollywood people, they go to these gyms and they start fucking boxing. And I've seen these actors like at Justin Fortune's gym that they would go down there, guys, you wouldn't believe it. After 6 weeks, all of a sudden they're fucking Muhammad Ali. They're shadow boxing. They're hitting the mitts. And they're looking at boxers that are real boxers, like menacing, like, look at me. I'm an actor. I'll fuck you up. And Justin Fortune, that motherfucker, God bless him soul. Every once in a while, he listens to the actor, and he'll go, okay, I'll set something up with you for Thursday at 9 o'clock. Ooh. The actor walks in there thinking he's fucking going to do anything. And next thing you know, the actor gets blasted in the head twice with the head guard on.
Ooh,
and
night.
It's all over. Good night. The guy's like, Jesus Christ, I've never been hit that hard. Because hitting pads with your trainer and kicking the bag is completely different than trying to be fucking Joey Mozzi. You follow me? My Joey Mozzi days are fucking over.
Well, it's kind of crazy. Like, even going back to this, like, people ask you in this town, I just had my headshots done, and Troy Conrad made me feel like I was a male model. So I can't imagine being an actor or being someone who's has a little heat behind them, and everyone that everyone sees is, oh, you're amazing.
Well, first off, when those actors get sent to a trainer like that, they're getting paid $400-$500 an hour. For $405 an hour, Lee, I'll tell you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Do you understand me? For a nickel an hour, Lee, I'll tell you whatever the fuck you want to hear.
I've never seen anyone like this.
You know, and everybody, you got to remember that some of those trainers listen to you. So some of those Hollywood trainers basically listen to you. You're giving them a nickel. The first 15 minutes, you're stretching, really. Oh, help me stretch. And then the next 15 minutes, maybe you fucking lift some weights. And then 10 minutes, you get a phone call from your agent that you absolutely, positively have to take. And then you do some bullshit, fucking toe raises for 10 minutes, and that guy gets a nickel an hour. But there's people like Brad Pitt, there's real actors that take trainers, Keanu Reeves, and they work 5 hours a day. You know, they do everything. Pyrometrics, they're jumping off fucking boxes, they're weightlifting, they're doing kettlebells, they're strength training, they're getting military. You know, Tom Cruise, those guys are all fucking in. You give Tom Cruise a role, watch him even in Tom Hatch or whatever that fucking
well, they're getting $20 million.
Yeah, so you got to put 10 to 6, 7, 8 weeks of preparation into it, maybe 3 months. Why not? If you're going to give me $20 million for a fucking movie, but at the end, listen to me. Whether you're getting $20 million or whether you're getting scale for the day, if you get that job, you still got to do the homework.
But does it vary? Like, if you got a job for scale, would you lose 50 pounds? Like, would you gain 20 pounds?
If the role called for it and I felt it was worth it, I would do whatever I can. First off, I'm not one of those actors. They wouldn't come to me with one of those method fucking movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know who's an actor. I'm a ham and egger. I'm not an actor. I just figured out how to play myself, and it's cute, and I do it. Like, I'm shooting tomorrow. I'm shooting the Greg Garcia show.
The guest book.
The guest book, thank God. He gave me a little role, and, like, I'm shooting tomorrow. I'm no fucking pro. I've read the scene 20 times, and even though it's just a few lines, you know, I had to get high and look at the scene and break it down and see if I could stretch a line out. You know, I'm a pro, but I'm still a ham and egger as an actor. I'm not going to lie to nobody and tell you, oh, I went to acting class for 6 weeks, and no, I went to acting class for like 8 weeks. Mm-hmm. I went to like 3 different teachers. But I finally realized that the best acting I was doing was on stage. It sharpened up my timing.
We're going in like fucking Marines, you understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.